He would have to make a determined effort. What was it about love that made it defy all the laws of science and the universe? Aleta was miles away, and yet she was here. It was days since he last saw her face, and yet her eyes and her lips were before him. Val scowled. He had other things to think of. The important, immediate problem was to find a ship going to Britain. He was, by this time, steering past the castle-like breakwater into the quieter inner mole. The harbor city of Perilous lay spread out around him, and standing up in his boat and looking eastward, he could see Athens lying just beyond. There was Mount Pentelicus, famous for its quarries, and Mount Hymettus, whose bees feasting on the flowered slopes made honey fit for the gods. Val fancied he could glimpse the Areopagus dedicated to the war god Mars, but where St. Paul once preached the gospel of the Prince of Peace. And crowning all, Val thought he could clearly discern the Acropolis, that shimmering cluster of enchanted marble as warm and as vibrant as— Val paused, then smiled as he admitted, as Aleta herself. Having tied up his boat, Val mounted the stone steps leading to the waterfront road. The figure that met his eyes at the top of the steps he first mistook for a statue of Hercules or of one of the Olympian gods. But this was no statue. It was a living man, fully 6 feet tall, and brawny as an ox. The man was a Viking, and this, of all things, was most remarkable. For even in a port as cosmopolitan as Piraeus, a Viking was no common sight. By any reckoning, this Viking's home could not be much less than 3,000 miles away. For a moment Val studied him. The northern face, weathered and bearded, wore an expression of anger. Then Val strode up and greeted him. The Viking's jaw dropped. His eyes opened like saucers. Then, "Ho!" he roared, his face lighting up with the surprise and unexpected pleasure of hearing someone speaking his own tongue. He could scarcely keep his hands from hugging Val. "What wonder is this? You wear the outlandish garb of a Greek, and yet you speak the civilized language of a Viking." Val explained that the Viking tongue was native to his ear. "I was born in Thule." "Ho!" roared the Viking again. "Thule, land of winter, land of gale and blizzard, where a man breathes courage and every breath. Not with soft land of Greece, where the sun makes you blink and yawn, and fries your brain and makes you so tender-hearted that every scoundrel who comes along may cheat you of your last crumb of bread, or the last hair on your beard." "Who has cheated you?" Val asked, realizing that this must account for the wrathful expression he had already noticed on the Viking's face. But the great bearded seafarer would say nothing more about this matter unless Val did him the honor of joining him in a wine shop. "Nay," said Val, "I thank you kindly, but my thoughts today are not on wine. Perhaps we shall meet again. In the meantime, happy voyage." As he said this, Val turned to go. The Viking was not one easily dismissed. Seizing Val, he dragged him by force down the street. "You seem lonely, my boy," he said. "A drop or two of Grecian grape will do you no harm." Val gave up the unequal struggle. To fight this hospitable giant, one would need a fair-sized army. Seated in the wine shop, the Viking told his story. "I am Boltar, a respectable pirate and honest merchant, but I cannot do a profitable business with these wily Greeks. Hearken to me. I came here with a rich cargo of furs, no matter how I get them in the first place, and I thought to sell them for a good price. But these smart, shrewd, nimble